GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
Hi, welcome to In the Zone. Dave Delgado here with men's basketball head coach for UOG, Dana Holmes. Man, let's get to it. 20-plus years of coaching experience under your belt, and not only from the middle school and high school level, but now transitioning to the collegiate level.
Right. Started out in New York, middle school level, coaching. I did that for 2 years, coaching at the middle school level, and then I never saw myself like coaching at the high school level. I just thought, I stayed middle school, work with the youth, and then started seeing talent kind of rise up in the community I was working in, Roosevelt, New York, where I was teaching at, and decided to step it up to the high school level, coach JV, work with the varsity, and started getting into training and stuff like that. So I felt that started to become my calling, coaching and just training and, working with the youth and helping them reach their goals and stuff like that.
And let's talk about how you got to Guam. Your wife's in the Air Force.
My wife was in the Air Force. We got married and decided to move out here and join her out here. So it's been a great experience, new experience. I'm loving it so far.
So transitioning over to the collegiate level, you said opportunity arose. Now you're the head coach for the UOG Tritons, currently in the men's Tritons basketball league. What's the experience been like coaching the men's team here?
It's been great so far. It's been a little bit of a challenge. Just getting the guys used to playing a certain way, playing fast, and just certain habits and stuff like that. But it's been great. We're on this journey together. We're still learning. But so far the guys are just working hard. I'm pushing them. They've probably never been pushed to this limit before. We have 5 a.m. practices some days. We out on the beach workouts, and got a lot more stuff to get to in terms of weight room conditioning and stuff like that. So just trying to build habits up step by step, and try to get these guys to reach their full potential.
And I think that's the main thing, buying into the culture,
right.
Them understanding that despite being on a small island, they are college athletes.
Right. So the main thing first thing I told the guys is you got to maintain your grades. That's education comes first. Student athlete, that's very important. So take care of your books, and everything else will fall into place.
And has it been a challenge trying to get these guys committed to practicing as a full squad? Because school, some people have families, jobs.
It's been a challenge for the most part, but I think we've been getting a good attendance at practice. Usually I have the whole team there. Certain circumstances come up where guys got to work in the morning, or, death in the family. We've had, a couple of guys, losing grandmas and uncles and stuff like that. So, it takes a toll on the team a little bit, but for the most part, we're getting good participation and stuff like that.
And it's got to be a blessing, too, to have an athletic director in Doug Palmer that really believes in the basketball program, because a few years ago, they made a big run going 30-0, winning
right.
a couple of championships, and then having to go back to the rebuilding year where losing some key players to the squad. Right. It's going to take some time to build the program, Absolutely. But eventually, hopefully, getting back to where they were.
Yeah, Doug, he's been very supportive. Got a good staff. Coach Julian Stewart, he's been a major help. Training the guys, some of the guys go to Baller's Gym. Shout out to Zed for, opening up the gym for us, and guys been putting in work, and playing in the men's league. These kids, they're not playing against college kids; they're playing against grown men. So the physicality of the game is totally different. But we're just working. Like you said, it's not gonna happen overnight, where you just success just falls out the sky. We got to keep working hard and building towards that. And
a lot of it comes from time in the classroom as far as video. Mm-hmm. You're fortunate enough to have PBS and televise all the UOG games. So how often do you guys get in the classroom and watch the footage and go over some of the mistakes?
Every week we sit down and we go over the game tape and I break it down. I'm pretty sure the guys are not used to that and seeing how much time it takes to actually break each play down. It takes time. I know some of them be like, oh my goodness, but it has, ever since we've been doing it, you have seen the improvement each game, and guys are more aware, more conscious of, being out there on the floor. So, you know, I always tell them the videotape never lies.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Definitely. And the thing with video is you learn tendencies. And tendencies, especially with the sport of basketball, guys usually don't break away from things that they're comfortable doing.
So, you know, it's just getting the guys to be consistent on what works. Like, we watch the video, when we're moving the ball, running our offense, we look great. And then when they get away from it, not so great. So just getting the guys to recognize that and stick with it. And so far they're developing, you know, step by step, and you know, we're making good progress.
And especially going back, how hard is it to teach these guys, hey, defense first? I know guys want to get up there and score, but defense has definitely got to be key when you're playing ball. Yeah,
it's challenging, but you know, I had patience, and the guys have been buying in step by step. Like I said, we're playing in a real good. I've been hearing people say like this is one of the best leagues they've seen in quite a couple of years. So you got guys that can really shoot the ball and score. Like, you play against a Team Gatorade team.
Lights out from 3-point range, yeah.
These guys can light it up, man. They can score. So it's just getting guys to mentally, like, work hard on never taking a possession off. So it's just, you know, we're building a culture, you know, step by step. And, you know, every time in practice, you know, we're going over defensive drills, and I'm just staying on the guys. So, you know, eventually we're going to get there.
And not having a big man, do you have to kind of game plan and work things out differently?
Yeah, you got to game plan a little bit different. You can't, you know, reach and get yourself out of position because you don't have that, you know, 6'11" person in the paint to kind of, you know, have your back a little bit. So it's getting guys to really be disciplined and slide their feet and keep guys in front. So that's what we try to focus on. And more importantly, just getting the guys to just, you know, you could be short, but you could play like you're 6'11". You play tough. So just getting guys to just play with that competitive edge and taking pride and getting stopped. So that's what we're trying to focus on.
And let's talk about some of the short-term and long-term goals at UOG.
The short-term goal right now is just to build a winning foundation and just build habits and getting the guys to just play together. And so far we've been able to do that, and we're taking the steps, you know, taking good steps in that direction. The long-term goal is to invite other, you know, national teams to come play, whether it be overseas teams, and get them to come to the island, whether it's like a showcase for a weekend, and you know, try to get these guys, you know, some players to probably get overseas contracts to play somewhere professionally. So we're just using, you know, UOG as a platform to get to the next level.
And how important is it to teach pride? I mean, you know, in the States, it's a big thing where schools have rivalries, and it's all about team spirit and sporting your colors. But taking pride in the University of Guam, I mean, despite, like I said, being a small island, just got to be able to represent every time and stepping on that court and starting a legacy. I mean, you know, they have the Wall of Fame there, and these guys are literally making records every time they step on the court.
That's the fun part, is the journey of what we're creating, and, you know, each day coming in and trying to make history. You know, I'm telling these guys from day one, like, yo, we're gonna make history. We're gonna take over. You guys are creating a culture for the young kids coming up. You know, I want to do community service work within the community, so kids look up and say, hey, you know what, I want to go to UOG when I get older. So these guys are laying the foundation, and I'm excited to see, you know, how it all plays out. Yeah,
because that's really important for some of these kids that parents may not have the finances to send them off on it to a college, and they can still get that education here and also play sports at the collegiate level.
Right. So, you know, it's getting guys to take pride. You know, if you're from Guam, you want to take pride in playing your island. You got TV games and, you know, getting exposure that way. So it's a cool thing. You should take pride in where you're from, and, you know, there's opportunities available right here. You don't have to go fly across, you know, take 14 hours to fly into the States to get that experience. You can get it right here in UOG. They got great academic programs, and, you know, you can get your education. You know, whether you go play professionally or not, you can still get your education and still make something of yourself right here.
All right, well, thanks for coming on the show. We're back with our Dana Holmes Athlete of the Week. All right, this week's athlete of the week, Michael Quan from the UOG Tritons men's basketball team, point guard. On Island, a lot of people don't know that you're half Chamorro.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about your family here and what brought you to Guam.
Well, my mom was born here. She grew up here. She got a big family. Basically, so I met the old UOG coach.
Brent Tipton.
Yeah, Tipton in Orlando, 'cause I'm originally from Florida. And, like, we chopped it up a little bit and then talked about me coming and playing for UOG. So I was like, you know what, I got family there, living with my auntie. So, like, it just kind of was laid out like that.
Let's talk about the style of basketball played in Florida compared to Guam. What do you see that's different and similarities as far as playing ball out there?
Well, the biggest difference, everyone knows, height. Huge difference. Like, over in Florida, I'm a small guard. Here, I'm a tall point guard. So that's a big difference. Athleticism. Those are really just the main difference, just physicality and stuff.
And how has it been over there at UOG? I know you've been lining up the scoreboard. You've been putting in work and making a name for yourself here.
Yeah, I'm trying. I mean, it's a little bit different from Florida. It's like we play a little more fast pace, because like we're all guards. So it's just there's no real big men except for Matt on Gatorade, but that's about it.
And let's talk about your style of play. Anybody in particular you mimic your game after, or kind of like want to make sure that you're all around versatile player?
Well, I'm from Florida, so obviously D Wade has been a huge inspiration on like how I play. So like my change of pace and like the way I control the ball, I try to be kind of like Dwayne Wade.
And for the UOG squad, you guys are heading into the playoffs in the Triton Men's Basketball League. Which team are you looking at possibly facing in the first round? And if things go well for you guys, are championship hopes on your mind?
Of course. I know we play against Team Wu-Tang. That's our first matchup on Sunday. And after that, either I'm not really sure who play, what the other games are. But
and how's that matchup been with you guys and Wu-Tang in the regular season?
In the regular season, we've beat them twice, but we still got to come out and give it our best.
Any goals or anything you set for yourself for this year's season and the remainder heading into the playoffs?
Right now, I just keep working, getting better every day. You know, I try not to take too many breaks. That's really it. Long term, I want to play, pro basketball. Every basketball player's dream.
And let's drop that social media tag. I know you got the IG. People want to follow you on your journey.
Yeah, man. IG pg.quan, pg.quan. Snapchat, Quan with 8 N's. Twitter, Michael Quan 19. That's about it. That's all
Facebook.
Facebook.
No. Okay. All right. Well, man, thanks for coming on the show. Good luck on the remainder of the season, the playoffs. Hopefully we'll hear UOG in that championship game. That's going to do it for us here at In the Zone.